So, this video is going to be all about my PIR collection. So, I've got quite a few of them here. I'm going to run through them all and name them all. And then after that, I'm going to open up every single one and show you the insides. So, in the corner, we've got an Alarmcom Ir7... It's not a 772. It's an Alarmcom detector. I've forgotten the model. But it's branded by Thorn Security. And then here we've got what I call it the Rakel Gardle row. We've got a Rakel Gardle. We've got two Rakel Gardle Ir771s. Well, I call them the Ir77s. This is the Mark 1. That's the Mark 2. That's the Mark 3. So we've got all the different models they made. These two Mark 1s, they are missing their back plates, unfortunately, but it doesn't really matter. Here we have a Gyrotector NJF4089. It's absolutely humongous. Some people say that it looks like an IR772 on steroids. Then here we have an Alarmcom, or Siemens Alarmcom, dual tech. It's PIR and ultrasonic in one unit. It's from 1999. It's a very, very good detector, very reliable. Here we have a Rakel Gardle Vega. Chubb used these quite a lot. They're extremely rare, quite big as well. Not sure when that's from. Here is supposed to be the rarest detector. This massive big beast. There's its box. Not exactly sure who this is made by, but a few people said this is actually a Shirok PIR. So let's put that back there. Here we have three Rakel Gardle Apollo Ds. I've got the original box for one of them. While I'm at it, I've also got the original box for the Mark II. There it is. And here is another very rare detector. I'm not exactly sure who this is made by, but it's branded RS Components on the back. Apparently this is from 1984. So it's a very old detector. This is also another very, very rare one. This is an ALF International Unicorn. Quite a funny name for a PIR, but it states there it's a unicorn. And funnily enough, this is actually an AC PIR. It takes AC voltage rather than DC, which is quite unusual. See if I can get the model right on this. I know it's an Optex. I'm tempted to say it's a WonderX FX35. I'll have to confirm that later. Then we have a Visonic K9 Discovery. They mainly made wireless ones for the old PowerMax, but this is the wired version. And here we have a Gardle Apollo Solo. These were used with the older Chubb systems and other systems. Now this is what I call a first generation iWise. This is made by Rockanet. Later on, Risco bought out Rockanet and make what we now know as the iWise. So that's the first generation. And last but not least, a Pyronyx Equinox. This is the older version, and I used to have the newer version, and this weighs about 40 grams more than the newer version, so it's got a lot better electronics inside, as the microwave detector is a lot bigger. So now that I've gone through all of them, I can open them all up, and yeah, so I'll start with this one. And by the way, this video might be quite long. I'm probably going to spend most of my evening editing it. So. Just for reference, it's currently the 24th of June today, so yeah. These are quite difficult to open. That's it. It's the Alarmcom Ir220B. Sure, I want to do a face reveal with the shiny mirror, but it's got all the Alarmcom stuff on there. It's a very stylish detector. I like these quite a lot. And also, with these Rakels, I'm going to show them as well, but as these are different generations, I do look, there's the small differences inside of them. For example, this is the Mark 1, which was the first one Raycall made. So it's quite interesting to see. So basically you put a screwdriver on each side and then prise the lid off like that. This is my favourite one with a black lens, it looks a lot more retro. And also, the Mark 1s have a tamper switch there, but the rest of them don't, which I'll come back to later. It states there, Raycall security. This is the Ir771, which is the Mark 1. So I'll leave that undone, because this is something else I want to show later. This is exactly the same as that one, so I don't need to show that. Just move the camera a bit more. This is the Mark 2, which they made after that one. This one's actually brand new, so it's a bit of a colour contrast. So this is a brand new Mark II, and as you can see, it doesn't actually have a tamper switch. It has two little pieces there which join up on the inside of the cover with that as like some sort of magnet, so it's sort of like a magnet tamper, which is quite interesting. And instead, the label's on the top instead of the side. This is an Ir772d Mark II. And the circuit board is a different colour, it's green instead of blue. And then finally, this is the Mark III, which is the last one they made. There's the insides. This one has got an extender board on top, so I don't exactly know why it's there, but it's some sort of wiring efficiency. So you know that's a newer version, and the label's on top as well. This is also an Ir772d, but we know this is a Mark III because I've just been told it's a Mark III, so just replaced all the covers. Next we're going to look at the Durotector NGF4089. That's extremely big and quite heavy, so I'm just going to get it to the right position. And also, one of the clips is broken, it's quite a bad quality detector. That was just the screwdriver falling on the floor. Yeah, that clip's half broken already, so just be careful with that. Here's the inside. It's got the PIR there and the microwave, and these strange wiring terminals. I think this is from about 1987. Not completely sure, but that's what I think it's from anyway. So there's that one. Right, so next, look at this one. So for this one, you just open this little clip at the top. Well, first of all, it's got that sort of shape to it. You pull that clip up. You just unscrew it like that. And after a while, it's undone, so you can pull that off. There's the back plate with the connections on, and then on the inside, those little pegs pick up all the data from there. There's the Alarm.com logo. Next, we're going to look at the Vega. So it's quite yellowed and it's a very strange shape. So let's open it up. There's there's the inside, there's the wiring. And this detector was made in 1991, so it's very old. The lens is concealed like that, which is quite good so you don't get any spiders or anything in it. And the cover is slots on top like that. Next up is this beast of a detector. So it's got a yellow LED there. Now I'll just open it up. So there's the inside of the cover, the lens and all that. And there's the detector itself. The actual PIR is on the back and it reflects on the mirror. And it's got a tamper switch and the wiring there. I don't know how to wire this because the terminals are not labelled power or anything, so I'm just thinking this detector's broken really. So it is nice to have just as an old detector, but yeah. This is actually from 1987, so if anyone knows anything about this, please let me know. Next, we're going to look at an Apollo D. I won't open them all up as they're all exactly the same inside. There we are. And the lens is sealed in like that, so that's quite good. There's all the connections, and when you install this, you pinch that and the circuit board comes out, so you mount that to the wall, get your cable through the cable entry, wire it up and then slot it back in again, stick your cover on, and it's done. So, although this cover's being a bit difficult, so there we go. Next, we're going to move on to this one here, the old Rs Pir, as I call it. So, this isn't shut by a screw, you have to prise it open. There's the connections there, there's a little tamper switch there, which presses in on that little black thing there. There it is. Here's some sort of model number. And also there's the LED, which shines through that little bit there. Being a bit difficult this. There we go. And then one of my favourites, the unicorn detector. So to open this, you have to pull that as it opens up. Here's the insides. It's very basic, not really much on it. There's the inside of the lens. And then here's the Optex with the number 3 written on the top for some reason. Thing with Optex, I find that the plastic, it's very prone to sun fading. This is the yellowest detector in my collection. Yeah, there it is. It's a Wonder X FX35. There's the inside. It's quite old and battered, this. I haven't actually tested if this works yet, so I've got no idea. Next we're going to move on to this one here, which is probably my least favourite. Although it's quite nice, it's probably the nearest one, and I prefer older detectors. Hence the alarm comms and the racals. So. There we are. So it's got sort of a protected bit there with only a small little pattern. It's actually a pet friendly detector, so it only detects through that tiny little bit there, which is not very good. There's the inside. See, it's a Resonic K9, Resonic Discovery K9. You can also fit like a wall mount or a ceiling mount, so. Then we're going to move on to this one. This one's quite broken. The back of it's been damaged in lots of places. It's covered in paint and the original screws missing, so I had to put that one in. There we are. This one's from 1999 and the warranty expires in 2004, so that's long gone. And then we've got this one, which is the Rockinet Cosmos. Push this little clip in at the bottom and it opens up. There's the insides. It's quite a good detector. I've had this installed in a garage before, and it pretty much picks up movement in every corner. So this is one detector I can definitely trust. And last one, which is a Pyronyx Equinox. This is actually pretty weighty. You'll see why in a minute. There we are, a massive microwave detector. This is quite an old one, I believe. Not entirely sure, but there it is. They don't make these anymore. They moved on to the new range. I forgot what they're called, but the ones with those big round lenses. So yeah, that's my entire PIR collection. It looks a lot more torn apart now after I've opened them all up. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 detectors in total. So yeah, that's it. Oh, before I go, I've got one more each of these, but they're currently on the demo board. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.